Yes, I'm Lloyd Griep. I was born in Delano, Minnesota, well, just outside of Delano, on April 13th, 1939. In fact, I was born on the same farm that I live on today, right next to Applejack's Orchards. I spent my first 3 years of school in the Rockford School District, and then I went 4 years to a country school. Ended up graduating from, spending 5 years and graduating from Delano, and all the while we never moved. Now I've got one brother that's 5 years older than me, and one sister 5 years younger than me. My brother now lives out in Syracuse area of New York, and we just celebrated his 50th wedding anniversary last week. And my sister lives in Royalton, Minnesota. After I got out of high school, I joined the U.S. Navy. And one of the interesting things about that is when I left to join the Navy, they promised me that before I got back in 4 years, we'd have a new freeway through Delano. Well, today is 2007, or 50 years later, and they're talking about building the road next year. I'm not holding my breath. But while I was in the Navy, I was in the Naval Air Force. Flew off of aircraft carriers. We spend most of our time looking for submarines. I actually turned 21 in Hong Kong, Japan, which is an interesting story that I won't get into here. But when I got back from the Navy, I worked with my dad on the farm for about a year, and then I went to work for Control Data. And while at Control Data, I helped design the world's first transistorized computer. I actually worked in the design and redesign of that computer. In fact, when President Kennedy got shot, I'd spent 4 days in the underground Pentagon taking apart one of their computer systems, and that was a 2-week job, but it got speeded up because we were called before the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and they wanted to know how long it would take to complete the system, and I said, well, it's a 2-week job. I got 4 days in, I got 10 days to go. When this general stood up and said, if you need it, we need it now. Do you understand? I did. And we had the machine running before the funeral. We worked around the clock, and I actually had 1 hour of sleep from the morning. When I woke up in the morning before he got shot until the funeral, which I thought, it's an interesting sidelight to where I've been. Then I left Control Data and I taught school for a while in Iowa, and that's where I got married, and I had 3 children. I got a daughter, Nicole, a son, Jason, and another daughter, Kim. Nicole is 41, Jason's 40, and Kim is 35. And they're all good, healthy kids and doing it on their own. Then I left Control Data and taught school, went back to college, got my college degree in St. Cloud, went through St. Cloud State, and I was up to 2 years and 9 months to get my full degree. Ended up working for Arthur Young and Company, which was a CPA firm, and I was supposed to be a systems analyst for them. Well, I was there about 6 months, and the computer industry fell apart, and ended up, I had no job. I was laid off, but transferred to the department that they had for tax work, and I did taxes for that season. Then I went to work for University of Minnesota and helped them set up their admissions and records system on computers, and then was director of data processing for about a year for Hennepin County Welfare. Then I left that and got back into the business of being in business. I sold cars in Delano for a little bit and ended up selling insurance for BMA with my friend KJ McDonald, who is now the mayor in Watertown. Many people here might know him. That lasted for about a year, and State Farm made me an offer I couldn't refuse. And so in November of 1972, Jack Russ had passed away while he was on a trip to Arizona, and I took over the agency then in November, and I've been here in State Farm since November of '72, 37 years, of which about 33 were spent in a little bitty building just on the corner of this lot, almost like a chicken coop, but then we built a new building here 4 years ago. And the rest is kind of like history. It's just been really good being here. Okay, it's been great being here in Delano. I wouldn't have it any other way. Delano has changed a lot. When I left Delano in 1957 to join the Navy, the town of Delano there was less than 1/3 of the people in the town of Delano as we had on our ship. Now you stop and think about that. This whole town of Delano would have fit on the aircraft carrier that I was riding around the ocean on. And now Delano, then we went from like less than 1,000 people, now we're over 5,000. I love to see what's happened in Delano. We've got an excellent school system. I'm very proud to say that I feel a part of that because I helped with many of the bond issues that went through. And I've been a member of the Chamber of Commerce for about 35 years. And I just think there's a lot of things in Delano that have happened that are really good, and I guess that's about it.